me, the women love me. Mahogany.
You tell me who you want done, and I'll do the hell out of it.
Look out now!
Cause I am love. Every woman, it's all in me. Baby, you walk right.
Hello babes, welcome back to the channel. If you are new, welcome. So in today's video we are going to be speaking about the beautiful iconic women, their femininity, and the fashion in the 70s. So let's get into it. Black women in the 70s were utterly beautiful, stylish, and exuded class. While we speak about the 90s and 2000s often here on this channel because I am a 90s baby, I have always been obsessed with the 70s and in particular Black women in the 70s. As a child, I've always loved all things beauty, fashion, and glamour. And the 70s is one of those decades that I've always found to be so glamorous. And if you're like me, your mother, aunts, and older cousins always played music and movies from the 70s like Mahogany, Foxy Brown, Sparkle, Coffee, Cleopatra Jones, and more. The Black women were stunning, and while you may have been paying attention to the movie and the plot, you weren't able to take your eyes off the women who were playing these characters, like Pam Grier, Tamara Dobson, Diane Carroll, Judy Pace, Brenda Sykes, and more. These women were creating spaces for us as Black women to be heard and seen, from music to television, fashion, and beauty. Although there were Black women before who were in those spaces, it was exceptionally hard for Black women to succeed in majority white spaces. This decade was about way more than just fashion and beauty. This was just 2 years after the Civil Rights Movement, where Black people fought to abolish, legalize racial segregation, discrimination, and disenfranchisement in the country. These are the women who fought for the image of Black women to be seen. Now, let's talk about the beauty and fashion of the 70s. What I admire so much about this era is how Black women embraced their natural hair and the blowout styles they wore. I am obsessed with 70s hair. The volume, the curls, body and flips, feathered hairstyles, and how it would frame the face. It was like everyone was a walking hair commercial. Diana Ross was the queen of hair. She had any and every hairstyle you can think of, and I've always had this obsession with Diana Ross, her hair and style as a young child, and I've watched The Wiz more times than I can count. To see both her and, of course, the legendary Michael Jackson.
Don't you carry nothing that might be alone. Come on, ease on down the road.
Anytime my mother would put on her music or play her movies, she would always captivate me. She had this beautiful aura, class, and allure to her that always fascinated me, and her soft-spoken voice just always got my attention. Miss Diana Ross, even in her late 70s, not only still looks amazing, but she still gives us looks, okay? Do we not see her at the Renaissance World Tour? Yes, ma'am, Miss Diana Ross. And the hair is always big and voluminous. Miss Ross was also an immense fashion icon and still is.
Now, when you were at school, Diana, you were voted, amongst other things, one of the best dressed girls in your class. And obviously you've carried on the tradition. I mean, do you take great pains about being the best in everything you do?
I like very much to be the best. I think it's expected of me. I expect it of myself.
And is that something that you learned to do, or is it something that was poured into you by your mummy and daddy?
I guess I'm basically on automatic. I think I have, got inside me what my mom and dad put inside.
Donna Summer was the sultry, sensual woman who was assured of herself and brought this new vibe to the 70s and empowering Black women. We had the beautiful Phyllis Hyman, a powerhouse singer who knew how to captivate people and leave you mesmerized. Miss Diane Carroll, the classy diva who was a triple threat, who was the first black woman to play a nurse on the TV show Julia and was a part of the first television show to depict a black middle-class family and the first since the 1950s sitcom Beulah to star a black woman. The fashion in the 70s was a way for black women to show their individuality, wearing crop tops, swing dresses, bell-bottom pants, and of course the glitz and glam. Colors like peach, mauve, olive green, yellow, pastels, and bright colors were also popular. Women dressed up and were classy and loved bell-bottoms with tight shirts and halter tops, silk button-downs, and of course the glamorous beaded sequin dresses. Black women expressed themselves through their clothing and beauty while also being graceful. It was just a time for black women to be seen and their beauty to be noticed, and were not just known for playing the role of a slave, but gracing the covers of the magazines, like the beautiful Beverly Johnson, who was the first black model to appear on the cover of American Vogue in 1974. After the beauty, Danielle Luna was the first black model to appear on the cover of British Vogue in 1966, being recognized as fashion icons like the lovely Miss Diana Ross. Black women were setting the foundation for young women after them to succeed in spaces that weren't always welcoming for them and dealing with being judged simply for the color of their skin, but made a way for the beauty of the black woman to be looked at as just that, beauty, not being beautiful for a black woman, but just beautiful. These are the women who fought for the women in the industry today to be where they are, which is why I get so frustrated when some newcomers act as though the women before them are old and washed up. That's the past and it doesn't matter. The reason you're able to have a seat at some of these tables is because of the black women who fought for us. Women like Donna Summer revolutionized 20th century music, becoming one of the most defining voices of the 70s and becoming the queen of disco, breaking boundaries and influencing some of the biggest artists today like Madonna and Beyonce. Donna Summer changed pop music forever.
So we thought we'd just sort of stay in the same vein because people liked erotic music.
You know what you've done? You've caused a whole brand new thing. There are other records on the market that are just blatant copies of your stuff, all of which will remain nameless at the moment. They come to mind immediately. Some of them done by female vocalists, as a matter of fact. Some of them done by male vocalists.
Black women have been the blueprint since the beginning of time and, of course, often overlooked or compared to mediocre bare minimum artists while working 10 times as hard, but being compared to someone who doesn't put in half the amount of work that we do, but get the praise and actually compared to greats because they do the bare minimum and can hold a note or did a little two-step. But black women must spin, leap in the air, sing better than everyone else, be sexy, dance, or make songs only about struggle because, you know, that's the only music some people believe black people should make or are only capable of making. Black people can't make fun songs because it's turned into think pieces and you must give 110% while your peers still lie and only give lackluster performances. Like when people talk about Beyonce not writing a song as if that takes away from her talent and how she'll sing circles around most of your faves while singing and dancing live. Only black women are expected to do everything and more while their peers give nothing but get claps and praise. But I guess when you're mediocre yourself, you relate and people with talent intimidate you. It's like people have this sick obsession with black women, stalk everything black women do, claim they don't like this artist or that one, but want attention and validation from us. Anyways, I've gone off topic, but let's get back to the video. I absolutely love 70s makeup. The voluminous lashes, the cut crease shadow and sparkles. It always enhanced the beauty of women and made their eyes look so big, bright, and beautiful. Some of my favorite 70s fashion moments are Diana Ross and Mahogany. This wardrobe in this movie is sickening. It was everything Diana Ross is, and that is fabulous. The elegant gowns. The wardrobe consisted of furs, color chiffon capes, wool hats, chunky belts, elegant gowns, and more. Everything is so current and timeless, and Miss Diana looks good in anything. Marsha McBroom and Beyond the Valley of Dolls, she is just gorgeous, so she looks good in anything. But I love how simple and feminine her clothing was in this movie. There are so many women from this era that were absolutely beautiful, like Shaka Khan, Bernadette Stanis, who played Thelma Evans on Good Times, Cicely Tyson, legendary supermodel Iman. These women were beautiful and had a hand in elevating black women in the industry. Now I will be doing a part 2 for this video because I want to do outfit breakdowns, beauty regimens, and more from the 70s. And this video would be extremely long if I included all of that. And for some reason, the shorter form videos do better. So I try to keep some videos shorter than others because it's a lot of editing and time that goes into making these videos, and the algorithm pushes certain videos more than others. So with that being said, this video has come to an end. Let me know below who are some of your favorite 70s icons, some of your favorite trends from the 70s, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Remember, liking helps with the algorithm, and I will catch you guys next time. Toodles!